Hello, and welcome to Cryptark Update 1. My name is Jesse McGibney, and I'm the Creative Director at Alien Trap Games. In this video, I'll be going over some of the new features and fixes we've made to this patch. The main big thing of this update is that we've added a progression system to the game. You can collect alien artifacts by completing special objectives, then spend the artifacts between campaigns to unlock new player suits and paint jobs. Ships will sometimes now appear with artifact labels on them, and contain artifact objectives. Each artifact is unique and is tied to a specific objective. This lets us make some weird objectives that might be extra challenging or difficult. Once you beat the ship and have met the artifact objective, you'll get the artifact along with a bit of narrative. This lets us flesh out the universe a bit more and deliver a narrative story without messing with the replayable campaign structure that much. As you collect more and more, they'll start showing up a little less frequently because of their unique requirements. For example, a few will only show up on the Cryptark at the end of the campaign, so unless you make it there and complete the game while meeting their objectives, collecting that particular one will be difficult. It gives a good bit of extra challenge for those who want it, but you should definitely be able to enjoy the full game and unlock the things you want without worrying about collecting every last artifact. Once you've collected a few artifacts or completed a campaign, this new history menu will appear in the main menu. This lets you go back and check out the narrative for any artifacts you've recovered and see how many are left to find. You can also see the score graph for previous campaigns you've won or lost. So now that we've got some artifacts, here's what we can do with them. At the start of a new campaign, you'll be able to choose which player suit you want to use. Each one plays a little differently. They each have their own unique abilities and drawbacks, along with different starting loadouts of weapons and items. Additionally, you can unlock new paint jobs for suits that you've already unlocked. We'll be adding a few more suits and skins in future updates, but right now the system is all here. I'll just quickly go over the new suits and how they're different. First up is the Rook, who's a heavy brawler mech. Instead of the Gunhead's thruster ability, he's got a fully protective shield. While using it, he's invincible, but he can't move or shoot. It's good for giving yourself a little extra time to think in hectic situations, and because he doesn't need to carry a shield in his weapon slots, he can bring a little more firepower. Some of these new suits also have inbuilt passive items that don't cost money or an item slot. The Rook has a kinetic buffer, so he'll always be more resistant to getting knocked around by explosions. This is the Jennet, who's only got 2 weapon slots, but 6 item slots. This is cool for players who find themselves gravitating to only a few weapons, but like to deck out their suit with gear. You can take a lot of nukes or passive items to boost your abilities. This suit is a bit tricky, but you can pull off a lot of interesting tactics if you plan things through. Its ability is a knockback effect, similar to the knock item, but recharges at a much faster rate. This helps the Jennet avoid damage a little more if they are carrying a shield in one of their 2 precious weapon slots. This is the Salamander suit, which has a very aggressive and chaotic playstyle. It starts off with some pretty mean weapons like the flamethrower and the slime mortar, which we boosted the damage on. But its ability is a boost which sprays out damaging flames behind it. Unlike the Gunhead boost, you can actually fly around with this one, though it runs out of steam and has to recharge over a few seconds. Lastly, we have the Invader, who's sort of a sneaky spy suit. He's quite fragile and can only have 5 maximum hull, but he makes up for it with a bunch of cool toys. As an ability, the Invader can shoot out a teleport beacon, and then blink back to it at any time. This lets clever players set up switchbacks and escape dangerous situations, or simultaneously take out 2 different systems at other ends of the map by warping between them. The suit also starts out with some stealthy gear, like the Cloaking Weave and Hush Puppy, and it has an inbuilt laser sight, which is one of the new passive items we've added. We've made some tweaks and added in a few new weapons and items as well. We've got a few new cool toys, like this buddy drone here, which will fly around and attack enemies for you. Or this thermal javelin, which is sort of an energy spear that you can pick back up again. Or the Vulcan laser, which is a good heavy weapon similar to the chain gun. Several items also operate on a recharging effect now, such as the EMP field, Cloaking Weave, and Aegis field. Once you activate them, they'll slowly recharge and you can use them again later on in the mission. The goal timer that penalizes players for going over time on ships has been a source of much discussion on our forums. The timer itself is an important pressure element of the game and probably won't be going anywhere for the main game mode. However, we did remove the money penalty for going over time and adjusted the timers and rewards to compensate. Taking too long on a ship is still a bad idea, and you won't make as much money, but it won't visually rub it in your face anymore. Mechanically, it should be about the same as before, but hopefully player perception will be a bit better. We've also added a new system type, the shuffle system, which will count down a timer and then teleport every system on the ship to a different location. It's great at messing up your plans, and can really affect the way you tackle some of the larger ships as they constantly reconfigure themselves. On the technical side of things, we've made a lot of mouse and key binding fixes, as well as adding in some options for mouse sensitivity, and the option to choose some alternative crosshairs. We've also added in a few new resolution options, and a whole lot of general bug fixes that are too numerous to list in this video. So that concludes the features for our first update. We'd really like to thank all our early access players for helping us out on the development of Cryptark. It's been a blast to see how people are reacting to the game, and as always, please post bug reports or suggestions to our Steam forum. We're always reading and trying to be as active as we can between development. Check back soon for the next update, and we hope you have fun with this one.